Hey guys, so I just kind of am bored right now, so I just kind of felt like making you guys another tutorial on how to make a wallpaper. I mean, it doesn't have to look like this, it's just going to be a random wallpaper that looks pretty nice. So what you want to do is open Photoshop. Doesn't matter as long as it's CS4 or newer. I have CS 5.5, which I find pretty nice. And you want to make sure you have your wallpaper's dimensions. You can find this out simply by, if you have Windows 7, right clicking and go to screen properties and just simply seeing what your resolution is. So just make sure you have Photoshop open and we'll get started. So simply what I'm going to do is I want my name to be right in the middle of this whole entire video. You can see that would be a decent size, but I want it a little bigger. So what I'm going to end up doing is simply putting that there, and let's see, am I able to? No, I am not. So I'm going to say probably right about there would be a decent height. Doesn't matter. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to do basically a fade style background. So you duplicate the layer. You're going to want to bring it down about 50% or so, and you simply just want to take this and layer it right over it so that all of it simply can be just about seen, and just bring it down right over where the old one was. You might want to bring it up so that it looks like it's sort of connecting. Bring it up just a tiny bit and just line it up so it's right over each other. And you can see once this part is done, you can see how you almost got like one of those glossy background effects, and so I suggest you convert it to a shape so that you can go over here and zoom in on any part, like you would see right here. That's kind of like a little nasty looking piece right there. So you might want to just click in there, and then I guess you would probably want to go to the paint tool. You want to go to the erasing tool right here and simply just kind of erase it a bit so it's just easily lined up with it, so that it doesn't look like it's overlapping in too much of a way. So that looks pretty decent, and I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see what it looks like. And now what you might want to do is you might want to just merge the two layers so it looks like this, so that you can simply just take this and move it just about in the center of the page, wherever you think it would look best. I think mine would look best like this, and afterwards you can add probably like a little gradient overlay, or just have it look the way it is. It all doesn't really matter, so that you can have your choice and style. What you might also like to do is have it be so you zoom out so that it looks semi like that. Get a little elliptical tool and drag it over. You probably want to go down like halfway, a little too much, so I'm going to simply just drag this up to where the corners just about end up meeting, and I'm going to change the color of it to be right about there, so it could give a little optical illusion effect right there. And then I'm going to do the complete same thing with what I just did, except for I'm going to move it down on the bottom so that it is almost like a repeat effect. And you can simply just also do the same you did. So I'm going to say 50%, 50%, and that looks a pretty decent right there. You might also want to do, I'm just thinking of some random things you can do as I'm making this video, and go 50% again, and then just do it one more time on the other side so it overlaps, and do it 50% again. You got like a little, almost like a weird shaped box that overlaps each other with your name in the center of it. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and basically it looks pretty decent like that. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop as a JPEG. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to have to name it something weird since I already have stuff. And it all depends on your computer size. I usually go with the maximum so it looks the best. And what ends up happening is I can set as desktop background, and you see it kind of gives a nice effect here showing that it's all pretty nice like that. I'm going to delete that so you can see how it looks all together on the screen, and you can see it kind of fits in with the Windows 7 theme right here, loops in, and then your name's right across the middle so that you can load up these areas right here with icons. So there's that option, and then there's other options like you can delete all of these, and I'm gonna pause it so that I don't waste time, and I'll just show you exactly what it looks like afterwards. So you could do something weird like this if I save it and name it something, and make sure you save it not as a PSD file but JPEG or a PNG. Just simply save it, and let me just delete that and set this as my desktop background. You can put icons in here. It almost looks like a face style with your name as the mouth since it goes a little double. So there's a bunch of different ideas that you can mainly use Photoshop with. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Comment, rate, subscribe. Sorry if this video wasn't as good as it should be. I just don't really have too many graphical ideas for wallpapers. I like the one that I have or had already. So I'll show you guys what that is once again. Let me just set it. If you're wondering what the software is, I can show you in another tutorial. And I like the way this one is, how everything connects together in loops. So like I said, comment, rate, subscribe. Feel free to ask me any questions. If you want more videos, feel free to message me with some questions.